Hey everybody, welcome to Mammoth Interactive's YouTube channel. First of all, I want to thank you for watching this video. And remember that this channel doesn't do Patreon. Instead, we sell our digital courses down below. And every single dollar that we get from the products you buy below goes into making more content. The best way to help out this channel and Mammoth Interactive is to subscribe to Mammoth Interactive's huge library of content. Get thousands of hours and hundreds of courses for a low price down below. We have a monthly option and a yearly option. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the video.
Okay, next up we have another piece that we could probably make. I'm thinking of creating a chess clock, or those like stopwatches that you usually see in competitive chess games. It's quite simple. It's just going to be a classic rectangular box with two clocks in it. Now we're just going to go ahead and close off the chair, and I guess we can just make something from scratch. Create a new layer. Let's call this the chess clock, and I'm just going to go ahead and create Shift A and create mesh, go cube, and with our cube I'll leave it at the center. Let's stretch out the size. Let's go in top view. I'm just going to manually do it here instead of setting the default size. Scale on the x-axis, roughly, I guess over here would be good. Check out the size. It's not perfect. Let's type in, let's go with like a solid 3 by 3, or actually I think 4 would be better. It's even numbers be nicer. Let's check out how large a chess set is. Yeah, I guess that would be a pretty huge clock. I guess we should set it back down to 3. Let's go 3 by 3, and height wise, let's go 2. Might be a little bit huge as well. Guess it's more like a 1.5. That seems pretty good. Let's check out size. So it's roughly around what, 3 by 3, and we are just gonna go ahead, add in a cylinder right here. I'm gonna go Shift A, create mesh. Let's go cylinder, and it's set up to, well, it's facing top wise. I'm gonna go set this to, let's go with like a 24, and I'm gonna flip this on the x-axis by 90 degrees, somewhere like here. Let's just move it over here now. I'm just going to go to this side, like the center. Somewhere here will be good. And let's close off the cube, our clock here. Let's push this outwards. I'm going to go into edit mode, go into the front face. Let's extrude, scale it downwards. And I'm going to sort of create this little rim. Just extrude in on the, I guess, y-axis right here. A little bit too deep. Push it out slightly right here, and turn on the cube. See how it looks right here. A tad bit long. Just scale on the y-axis, flatten it down like so. I want to make sure that we have the outside surface over here. We could make it so that we texture this flat surface with the clock right here, or we can actually make in the symbols that we you'd see on a normal clock, aka the numbers that tell the time. Go Control B, bevel this edge right here, and if we jump out and see how it looks in object mode, it's really rough because of all the ridges. We can smooth shade this out. And as you can see, it looks like putty now. Might need to add in those additional edges. Just bevel this section right here, slight bevel. Can kind of show that nice rim. And the center face, I'm just gonna go and poke this, right click, poke. Check it out, it seems pretty good. I am going to make it so that it's sort of cut out over here as well. Go into edge mode, bevel this make it like a sharpened edge right here. Seems a lot better. And I am going to cut it in. We can just bezel, or not bezel this, boolean it into this cube right here. I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna rename this clock body in clock face. Click on this piece, go in modifiers, throw in a boolean, and we're gonna grab that clock face, and we're gonna make it so that it is in union. Let's hide the clock face model right there. Check it out right now. We can actually see a nice little combination of the two, and we can apply it. Check how it is connected. Actually, before we apply it, I feel like we should probably add in, let's undo. Add in like a center edge loop here so the computer knows where to cut off. Let's just apply that. Let's go here. And as you can see, it sort of cuts off the edge right here and it reaches towards that center. Now, I feel like we should clean this up, add in like a sort of an inset section right here. We extrude it outwards, just connect it to that. I'm gonna go into face mode, just delete this face right here. We have this perfect cut right here. Let's extrude this section, extrude scale outwards. Let's say like roughly here. And I'm gonna make this a little bit sharper. Just add in like an edge loop or something. Cut it inwards. Might need to add one over here as well. Fix up the sharpness. As you can see, the contrast looks a lot better like that. Go back in edit mode. You can add in the center edge loops on the sides. And I am just gonna go ahead, sort of combine things together. You know what? Let's grab these outer edges, extrude scale, like so. And we pretty much just need to align these extra sort of edge loops to the corner here. These ones, since they're snapped together, we can just merge by distance. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to grab all this. Let's go into vertex, merge vertices by distance. 4 has been connected. So these areas, we don't have to work on them. You can just go in and select these guys and just right click, merge to last. You get a perfect, neat little corner. And grab these guys as well. Shift R. And just get ourselves a perfect sort of, circular to rectangular sort of merge right there. Shift R to repeat. Grab these guys. Shift R. There you go. Jump out and check it out. Nothing is messed up. In fact, we can take this exterior edge right here and even just shrink it in, You can scale this down, make it so that it is affecting everything else at a minimal sort of rate. We have like space right here to make, I guess, designs if you want. And we can sort of just delete this half right here too, so that we can just simply mirror it later on when we're done with one side. Because if you've seen a chess clock, they're usually mirrored, and just click on like a little button on top. And I'm just gonna mirror it right now, might as well. Mirror on the X, turn on clipping. There you go, we have a fairly decent looking, basic looking clock right now. You can increase the size of this. Feels kind of small. But yeah, there you go. We have sort of the start of a chess clock. For now, let's take a short break and come back to this later. Okay, we got this basic layout of the clock right here. We're just going to go ahead and I think tweak the sizes of the clock. To do that, it's quite simple now. We can just simply grab these faces and sort of deselect the exterior rim side of the clock right here. Scale this Shift Y so it doesn't scale on the Y axis. Just scale it upwards and check it out. Oh, there is a slight issue. As you can see, we didn't select those sections of the clock right here. I'm going to make sure to reselect those, and I'm just going to make sure. Actually, you know what? Let's go into front face right here. Let's go into wireframe, grab all these sections, and jump back into solids. Deselect these guys. And then we scale and Shift Y. Let's go like, I don't know, something like this would be fine, I guess. The size seems roughly like a decent clock size. You're gonna add in an additional sort of rim or like a wooden border to our clock. Just gonna go into face mode, grab these exterior faces, click E, just scale it outwards, or click S to scale. And I'm gonna make it so that it has that nice little slope right here. We'll just scale it out like this for now. Get this nice slope to it, and then extrude again, scale, but in this case Shift Y, so it becomes like this nice flat border. And I'm gonna slightly scale on the X-axis just a little bit more, and there you go. We have sort of this nice clock with a decent sort of border around it, giving us the ability to kind of build in some additional sort of edge loops or bevels on the sides. I'm gonna just throw in some bevels right here. Control B, bevel those corners so they're not that sharp. And actually, before we bevel it, we might want to add in like a base area. I'm not gonna add in bevel. That's just gonna be a sort of end thing right there. I'm gonna grab the bottom section first. Actually, gonna extrude this downwards, like I don't know, somewhere roughly here, giving us this additional sort of surface that we can grab. Extrude, scale, Shift Z, so it scales outwards. And we have this nice little base. Scale on the Y, wind it out, check it out. I want it to be more of a step-like structure, so I'm just gonna grab these faces. Grab this one as well. Make sure nothing else has been grabbed. This one can grab right here. Extrude again. Z-axis, roughly the same height. Extrude, scale, and you know what? No, I'm gonna grab this section there. Extrude, scale, Shift Z. Something like this seems pretty good. There you go. We have a decent looking sort of edge. I'm gonna grab these edges now, and then we bevel this. Grab these sections, and Control B, bevel in that rim, so it doesn't look that odd. Oh well, there is some issues right here because of this slight curve right there. We might want to grab the faces or here. You can just grab this whole entire rim right here, top view, scale on the Y-axis. Kind of strain this out a little bit, and then we bevel this. Make sure you're in on edge mode. Grab this section, this section, this section. Control B, slight bevel, and it has a nice little cut right there. There you go. We have the basics of a chess clock, and we'll throw in some of the buttons on top. Just gonna go Shift A, create. Let's go with another sort of cylinder. Grab this piece, push it on top, push it to the side, and scale it down. I am going to sort of create like this little button or pin-like structure here. Let's push this in here. Go top view or face mode and edit mode. So extrude, scale, and then extrude again up on the Z-axis. And there you go. We have sort of this stop button that you use whenever your move is done. We can detail this and make this a little bit rounder. So this thing is in this sharpened sort of edge right here. Scale this in. We can turn this into sort of a rounded top. Just scale this down, Control R, scale this out, and you know what? Let's add in, and do that. Control R, throw in a few edge loops. Let's go like this. Let's change up the smoothness. Something like this will be enough. Actually, I feel like we could probably add in more edge loops for doing this. Make it rounder. Oop, I don't want it to sort of jump out. That seems better. And all we have to do now is just add in the poke. And there you go. A decent little button. You can take this piece and just combine this right here. Control J. And it should just copy in the sort of modifier with this piece. But yeah, as you can see, we have our button, our clock, and that's pretty much it for that. We can just add in more details next time, but for now, let's take a short break. Come back to this later. Okay, we're here with our clock again, and we're just going to continue on with the detailing. Now, previously left off with the top nubs, or the sort of stopwatch mechanics. Now, I'm actually going to switch this over. So click on this, click L, just make sure to deselect everything first. Then I click this, right click, and set this to smooth shade, because it, well, currently is not set on smooth shade. You can kind of see the previous rough surfaces. Now, as you can see with the smooth shade, it changes the shadows. So we're just going to go simply add in a few edge loops to press those in and kind of correct the shades. Also going to add one down below here as well. Yeah, if we just kind of zoom out, it's a lot better right here. Now, after that, let's go over to the clock face itself. I'm just going to go into face mode, select this center face right here, and I'm going to extrude this on the z-axis, no, not z-axis, the y-axis. I'm going to push this inwards, and as you can see, I think this deep would be good enough. Looking at the sort of mirrored side, you can tell that, well, you can't really tell that there is a sort of extrusion inside, because the surfaces are kind of, well, it kind of blends in together, because it's like a perfect cut right here. So we're just going to go ahead and extrude this, scale it inwards just slightly. As you can see, instantly it creates a cut right here, showing the differences between the two. Could increase that by a little bit more. I guess we can add in some additional edge loops, but right here it seems fine enough. I'm going to go into, well, we're going to select this center here. We're going to add in the central sort of timepiece area, the center sort of, I guess, gear that holds on to the hands. Just going to scale this down, and I guess this size will be good enough. Let's extrude this outwards, the y-axis, a little bit more, and as you can see, you can kind of tell there's an extrusion right here. And you can see the triangles, all these sort of rough shadows right here. We can get rid of those by simply adding in a edge loop here. We're just gonna compress it down to the central sort of gear, and also it makes it so it separates it from the face right here. Gonna go into the top edge here, add in a bevel, just furthermore fix that. Add in another edge loop here, build some shadows on it. As you can see, you can actually see a fairly decent looking central nub right there. I feel like we could probably add in some edge loops here. Actually, that doesn't really affect it. The shadows right there aren't really getting compressed in. Just see if this works right here. Double click G, slide this closer. We add in a edge loop down here. Okay, yeah, that does affect it more. Let's go press it down here. As you can see, fairly nice separation between the two. And I guess we could probably just flatten this section. I feel like this would look better if it's a flat surface. Let's dissolve that edge. Check it out. Let's grab these outer sort of edges here and slightly press them together. Actually, this section, I feel like I could probably make this more of a beveled surface, or a better looking beveled surface. Let's go to that side view. I'm gonna go into wireframe, see the sections I've selected. Let's dissolve these edges, or not those ones. Let's go back solids, I am going to, actually, yeah, I guess I could dissolve these ones. Grab this face right here, back in the side. Check this out, scale on the y-axis, just flatten this out a little bit. And then I am going to go into edge, solids, grab these guys, go to the front, scale it in a little bit, and bevel roughly around this. Seems pretty good. Okay, and let's go ahead and maybe add in some of the hands. Actually, before we do anything, I feel like we should probably do some bevels on these sharp edges right here. Just gonna bevel these guys slightly, creating a nice silhouette right here. And should probably fix up this outer sort of section here as well. Let's add in an edge loop down center. And I am going to slightly press this a little bit inwards, bevel this, give it a nicer, more sharper tone to it. Oh, this part is a little bit too sharp now. Control B. Just those slight little changes to its surface just makes it look a lot better. I feel like something could be changed here as well. I can maybe make this a little bit more sharpened. Just gonna scale this. Give it like it's a piece of metal that has been bent onto this section instead. Probably gonna scale this as well. Check that out. Seems pretty good. There's a nice little separation, a little contrast in the shadows over there. And yeah, there you go. We have the clock face whole section right here. Well, actually, let's take a short break and come back to this later. I'll see you in the next video.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this course. If you want to watch the rest of the course, the link is down below. Not only will you get the access to this course, but you'll get access to a lot of other courses in a huge bundle, and it's on sale today. So buy it before the sale ends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.